A pivotal moment in my youth was actually learning how to play the trumpet from my father. He grew up playing the trumpet in high school. So we had a trumpet laying around the house and he showed me how to play it. And we would play a million different types of gigs. We would play country clubs and jazz clubs, but also bars and beach club and all types of venues, frat parties, all at the age of 12 or 13. And one of the things that I learned from him was how to engage an audience, how to read an audience of all different demographics. And so recently, a couple of years ago, I was playing with a band in Florida, and my dad came, and they asked him to sit in. It's like, oh, do you want to sit in? And he told me, well, if I sit in, I'm gonna turn the place out. And played a wonderful arrangement of What a Wonderful World. And he got a standing ovation, and he looked at me and he said, I told you, I'll turn the place out. So I have to give that pivotal moment in my youth to my father. A pivotal moment in my education was with the great world pianist Marcus Roberts. Up until that point, I had studied with teachers that told me to go work on something and then I come back the next week ready with that assignment. I was going to my first lesson with Marcus Roberts with that same impression. He asked me, so what do you want to work on? I was like, well, I was expecting you to tell me what my assignments were, and then I come back next week ready to do it. And he told me simply, do not come back to my office until you figure out what you want to do, and I will help you with that. I spent the next week thinking about, what do I want to do? I wrote out a whole trajectory of like what I wanted my life to look like, and I brought it back to him, and he's like, now we have something to work with. But it really taught me the role of a teacher and the role of a mentor is someone that guides you. All the answers are within you, and the role of a mentor is to bring that out of you, bring out your own journey. The journey is all you, and the mentor helps you along your journey. A pivotal moment in my career was playing with the soul artist, Alan Stone. So this was a couple years after graduating from the Juilliard school. I played with Wynton Marsalis, I played with Lady Gaga, Tony Bennett, Fantasia, on Broadway, all different types of gigs. And I was a yes man. I said yes to any and every gig. And so that put me on just like autopilot of like, okay, what's the next gig? What's the next gig? What's the next gig? And the thing about the Alan Stone, when I got called to do the Alan Stone gig, it was just super fun. We were dancing and singing and just like uplifting the audience. It was super amazing. But one thing that kind of changed me was that before we would play, we would all gather, and he was the son of a pastor, so he would lead us in some prayer, and he would always say that the objective is to uplift the audience, that it didn't matter how perfect we played, whatever, the notes don't matter as much as us connecting with the audience. And he would go out into the audience, shake hands, hold hands with people, hug people. This was before COVID. Hug people and engage people. When I finally got done with that tour, it really set a light bulb in my head that, the function of music is to uplift. Music is medicinal. Music is healing. And that's what we should be doing with music, more than perfecting the craft. That's very important to get the craft, know your skills. But what are you actually doing to change the world? What are you actually doing to change that one person that's watching you all the way in the back? May not know what a trumpet is, may not know what you are doing, but they feel a change. They feel a difference when they see you perform.